Another court video. Another one. Well, this one's a little bit different. I did one like this not too long ago, but this is people receiving life sentences, and I guess they just lose their mind and start hooting and hollering and rolling on the floor. But my whole stance on it is, you wasn't doing that when you committed the crime, when you did what you did. So I honestly, in my opinion, I don't want to see it when it all goes south. But anyway, I'm not gonna keep the intro too long because y'all know sometimes I start talking and the intro will be about a minute long. It looks like it's about a minute long now, so I'm so I'm gonna wrap it up. But this is life sentence freakouts. So with no further ado, let's get into the video.
What's going on, you guys? My name's Ty Knots and welcome to Top 5 Unknowns. 5 shocking inmate reactions. Number 5. A teenager by the name of Nicholas Lindsay was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole after he took the life of a police officer following an altercation. However, many questioned the court's judgment on this case, stating that in no instance should a teenage boy be sentenced to prison without parole. This caused enough of a fuss to warrant a retrial, though at the retrial, the young man was convicted once again and sentenced to life in prison without parole.
It is also tragic.
The convicted cop killer's former neighbor reacted to the judges handing down a second life sentence, but Nicholas Lindsay showed little interest in the hearing.
There is no indication that this type of violent behavior will stop.
A U.S. Supreme Court ruling forced Judge Thane Covert to reconsider the original punishment of life in prison with no chance of parole.
What the court decided was that juveniles, people under the age of 18 that commit a crime, don't have the same mental capacity to think like adults. Therefore, they should be treated differently.
Defense attorney Joe Episcopo says now minors convicted of first-degree murder are entitled to a hearing. Criminal history and odds of rehabilitation must be considered before life without parole is imposed.
The court has significant doubts about the defendant's potential for rehabilitation.
In a 27-page order, the judge cited aggravating circumstances, including an escalating criminal history, before he sentenced Lindsay to that second term with no chance of parole. His mom said little when it was over.
It's what the judge ordered, so that's what it is. It is what it is.
But Lindsay actually grinned when the judge read his ruling. The lack of remorse.
See, something about the mama response don't seem right to me. So, is she relieved? That's what it. I could be wrong, but that's the impression that it gave off. It gave off like it's above me now. That's the type of impression that it gave off. So, because if that's my son and they give him life without parole, I'm losing my mind in that courtroom. But she seemed. No tears. She basically just said it is what it is. So, that was he a menace to society, and we just found out now, or I don't know. That the mama response don't seem. There's something deeper than that. I don't know.
It's what the judge ordered, so that's what it is. It is what it is.
But Lindsay actually grinned when the judge read his ruling. The lack of remorse not lost on David Crawford's daughter, Amanda.
Justice was served, and I'm glad it's over, and it just kind of proves to me that he's an animal as he sat there smiling.
Number 4. A judge from Georgia sentenced a young man to life in prison with an additional 270 years after he was convicted of breaking into a home, robbing the family, and sexually assaulting the homeowner. While his sentencing was being read, the man became unnerved and cut the judge off mid-sentence. So the judge paused for a moment, revised the sentencing, and gave the man the longest possible sentence allowed by law, turning to him and saying, quote, "You're an animal." Check it out.
Here or not, Mr. Brogan, you're an animal.
An angry admonishment from Fulton County Superior Court Judge Alfred Dempsey to defendant Tyler Grogan.
You're shooting at police, you violated that woman, and you don't want to hear it. Well, you're going to hear it, and I don't give a rat's behind whether you like it or not.
He wanted to say something else. He
convicted the Roswell man of nearly 30 charges
stemming from his
2011 standoff at the Aspen Point Apartments. Prosecutors say Grogan robbed 2 people here, then held them hostage for hours, repeatedly raping a woman as the SWAT team closed in. As Judge Dempsey prepared to sentence Grogan, he cursed.
Sit him down, give him the defendant's actions, I got a different sentence I'm going to impose now.
7 consecutive life sentences plus 270 years in prison.
Yeah,
His
you ain't
attorney
never
told
getting
the
that,
judge
dog.
Grogan is sorry for what happened and blamed his behavior on demons he's dealt with since his own mother's murder a few years ago.
Life had just been too much for him. He put himself in a situation which he did, and it began to get out of hand.
Wait, what's going on? What's going on?
Outside the courtroom, we rolled as Grogan's supporters got out of hand, cursing the police, the judge, the DA, even us, for the harsh sentence.
Number 3.
It's a long time. You ain't never
A man
getting
from
out with that one,
Bakersfield
man.
is said to have beat and
You ain't
killed
never
an
getting out.
81-year-old woman, showing
For
virtually
rights.
no remorse for his actions. When he was just 17, he was sentenced to life in prison, though when he turned 18, he was scheduled for a retrial to determine whether or not he would remain in prison for the standard 25 years, or for life without the
feel like I've seen this
possibility
one
of
before. I
parole.
don't know.
In court, he was seen grinning and laughing during his sentencing. Take a look.
With a chuckle, a laugh, and yawn after yawn, David Moses acted strangely at his sentencing this morning, appearing to fall asleep in his chair not once, but twice.
It gave me the impression that he thought this was a game. There was just no expression of remorse whatsoever for his actions.
Last month, a jury convicted Moses and Katila Nash of first-degree murder in the 2010 killing of 81-year-old Dorothy Sessions. She was inside her Northeast Bakersfield home cooking dinner when the teenagers broke in to burglarize the house. When she confronted them, they brutally beat her to the point of being unrecognizable.
She was such a caring, she had such a gentle spirit about her. I know that if there were more...
That's what I'm saying.
people like
Even though I'm the son-in-law, I don't think I couldn't go to court. There would be no way. There would be no way you attack a family member or a loved one of mine, and I show up to court and I'm not retaliated in no way. I'm just there to give my testimony and I leave. I won't even do it. I don't even know if I show up. Honestly, I don't even know if I show up because I know I'll probably flip out as soon as I saw the person. You beat her till she is unrecognizable. She was 81 years old, home alone, cooking dinner. Ain't no way I'm just sitting there giving a testimony, I'm just trying to, yeah. There's no way. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to do
Holy
it.
Sessions,
I
we
wouldn't
wouldn't be
do
having
it.
trials like this.
Moses was on juvenile probation when he killed Sessions. Prosecutor David Wilson says Moses suffered physical, verbal, and emotional abuse growing up, leading to a lengthy criminal history, including sexually assaulting his sister, then a developmentally disabled cousin, and 7 other children while he was in a group home. While Sessions' family said
So
they
how
hope
did he
to
get
one
the
day see her
opportunity to
again in heaven, Moses' attorney asked the judge for hope as well, in the form of a possibility for parole.
To give him that hope for the next 25 years.
I wouldn't even defend somebody like this. I know it's a job and you gotta pay the bills and stuff like this, but how do people like him even stay out of jail or prison? Sexually assault your sister, a mentally disabled cousin, and they say somebody else. I'm not 100% sure or not. But sexual assault in its own right is not a game. It's not something and then wasn't he already on parole or something when he did this crime? Electric chair. There would be no life sentence, death. But that's just me. I'm not a judge. I don't get it.
That he may have an
somebody
opportunity
like this. This would never happen.
to be returned to society.
Instead, the
Come on,
judge
to return
sentenced
to
Moses
society.
to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Mr. Moses received the punishment he deserved. Frankly put, he's just a dangerous individual, and there's only one place to put him, and that's in the penitentiary for the rest of his life.
Number 2. Samuel Littleton is a man from Dayton who broke into a couple's home and killed them along with their middle-aged daughter. The strangest issue, though, is that he seemed to have no motive for this. He was unwilling to speak with police about the matter and never broke his silence in court either. The best assumption police have is that the man wanted the couple's vehicle and possibly the daughter's income tax return check, though this is just speculation. Throughout his hearing, he remained stoic, seemingly unfazed by his sentencing. Check it out.
Very little education, a family in another state that he claims were not worth talking about. Samuel Littleton had very little going on in life, and now he has much less. He's been sentenced to life in prison without any chance of parole after he admitted killing Richard and Gladys Russell and Tiffany Brown in February.
We know that you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison. That's the only confession you have. I ask that every time the door slams behind you in that prison, you're reminded of the 3 lives that you took.
Is he shaking?
How much education have you completed?
8th grade. Judge Mark O'Connor tried to pry information out of him, something to help understand why this man killed his girlfriend's daughter and an elderly couple.
I was in the basement when the detectives were removing the boards from Tiffany's body, and I just felt the anger. You know, how could anyone do this to her?
But there wasn't a reason. The best the family can tell, he was after Tiffany's tax return money, and he needed the Russell's car.
Tax return money. Tax return money in a vehicle. Did y'all see that?
A lot.
Tax return money in that vehicle. You took 3 lives for tax return money, and I hate how they threw education in this. What's the highest degree? He's only had an 8th grade education. That has nothing to do with anything. There have been people with much less education, never done nothing like this. I don't even know. I guess people. I know. Human nature is curious mind. We want to know the reason why behind things. Electric chair. I mean, that's why maybe I'm not a judge. I'd be too quick with it, maybe. Electric chair. For stuff like this, for a tax return check in a 2005 Mercury. Seriously. You killed 3
tax
people.
Return money, and he needed the Russell's car.
He's a coward. He could have said a lot, and just a genuine apology, but no, he's a coward.
I think he is sorry. I just don't think he has the guts to say anything to us. He's probably ashamed of himself,
Man.
and he should be.
Man. You took 3 of my family members.
I just wished he would at least said that he was sorry for what he
2
had done.
and an
But in
in-law.
the end, nothing. There was an apology from the defense attorney, but Littleton said almost nothing. The families of his victims had plenty to say.
The death penalty is too easy, I think. I think he deserves much more punishment than that.
Tiffany will always be my little girl, and Grandma's Tiffany.
Number 1. Convicted sexual assailant Larry Nassar needs no introduction, but for those of you who may have missed the pleasure of viewing his sentencing live, he was convicted for sexually assaulting over 150 young girls. Throughout his court hearings, he maintained his composure, smug expression, and careless stare as the judge read out that he would be sent away for 40 to 175 years, essentially a life sentence for a man his age. When his final sentencing was read, the courtroom erupted in applause as Larry was marched to his cell. Take a look.
I thank everybody in this case. Sir, I hope somewhere you have heard everybody's words, and it really does resonate with you. Anything else for the record? Nothing on behalf of people, I'm sorry.
Nothing but half.
All right. So the media is asked to stay here with all those lovely people who may want to speak with you. Thank you. That's all for the record.
All right.
NBC's Kate Snow joins us now. Kate, you've been covering this from the beginning. This was throwing the book at Larry Nassar, not buying any of his defense, not wanting to read the rest of his letter, and basically giving him more than a century in jail.
Thank you guys so much.
That's sick. And I think I remember. I think I was a little bit younger when that happened. Not too young. I think I was still a teenager, but I don't remember exactly what year that was. But anyway, yeah. I understand that people are happy about life sentences and they justice served. I want my justice a little bit different. Especially in that last one, you sexually assaulted my daughter. I trusted you to be her coach. I trusted you to watch her and be there for her when I'm not there. You're supposed to be her coach, and you're sexually assaulting her. Oh, I'll have so much internal hurt, first off, because I know that's my child, and I feel like I wasn't there for my child. But I'm telling you, when I walked in that courtroom and see his face, I would go ballistic. I would lose my ever-loving mind. Over 100 girls. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. But that's going to be it for my reaction, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. That's going to be it for the video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll be back with you guys next time. I'm out.